Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 11 and 12 recording of our seminar. I'm doing both weeks and it's just a recording, not a live meeting. And I will go over what our assignments are for these last 2 weeks of our class. So let me share my screen. Choose the right screen here. Okay. So let me put this in present mode here. So there's, like we said, no live seminar today or next week. I'm just going to do this seminar for both weeks. If you have specific questions, please make sure you reach out to your instructor. Okay, so I'm going to start out with this quote: "Great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance." And so here we go. We're going to persevere to the end and get through this class on these last 2 weeks. So for week 11, your assignments are to explore the ISTE standards for coaches. In the discussion, you're going to post by Sunday your video reflection or enhanced discussion post, and then reply by Wednesday night to 2 of your peers. And then your assignment is to modify or redefine a lesson plan with appropriate ed tech tools. So we'll talk more about this in just a second. So the discussion, in the discussion itself, there is a link to the ISTE standards for coaches, but I'm also going to talk about them here in just a minute. And then your assignment is to take a lesson plan and integrate technology into it. And we want you to choose a new lesson plan, something new, or take an old lesson plan, but that you haven't already integrated technology into, and then do that integration. Okay, so let's talk about the ISTE standards for coaches. And I'm actually going to exit out of this and go into this assignment. So on the ISTE standards for coaches, here's your prompt. Here's the link right here to the 7 standards. And what we want you to do is take a look at those and just choose one of the 7 standards from that link. And so they're listed there. So let me go back. So here they are right here. So you have the change agent, learning designer, collaborator, connected learner, professional learning facilitator, data-driven decision maker, digital citizen advocate. So those are the 7, and you just are going to choose one of those and identify how you envision yourself providing leadership and educational technology among your peers within that particular area, and from the learning that you have acquired through these endorsement courses. So that's what you're posting by Sunday. And then please make sure you go back and respond to at least 2 other posts by Wednesday. So if you have questions, please reach out to your instructor. Okay, the lesson plan modification. So you're going to take a lesson, you're going to enhance it with technology. We want you to craft a complete lesson plan with the technology integrated, or you can also put it together as a presentation explaining your lesson plan and how you would modify it with the integration of technology. Again, please work on a new lesson or a new topic that you haven't used in a previous class so that you keep branching out and stretching yourself. And that's the whole point of this assignment, is that we learn even more and have even more resources. The format of how you do this is up to you, whatever's going to be the most useful to you, whether that's a presentation or you have examples of final student products. You have your actual lesson plan written out, you show the formative assessment that you use, however it is that you can show your lesson plan modification, that formatting is going to be up to you. And we have here on this screen the SAMR model. That's a good way to kind of look through your lesson plan and figure out how you might modify it. Okay, week 12. We don't have to answer to everything. We just need to be connected to those who do. So I liked this. This came out of our book. and it was a good quote. So the discussion for week 12 is to address what learning you have acquired in this particular course. So it's a reflection on everything you've learned so far in this course. So in what specific ways, if any, has what you have learned encouraged you to further explore the ubiquitous process of change and leadership within organizations and/or your skills as a change leader? How will you use the information that you received? What topics and/or readings, if any, especially stimulated your curiosity and/or aspirations as a leader? And how specifically will you follow up to learn more and/or put the topics or ideas contained in the readings, discussions, and seminars into practice? So that's what we want you to talk about, just a great reflection on the course. For your assignment, your final project is to plan a technology training opportunity for teachers in your school or in your district. The intent of this assignment is pragmatic. We would like you to create a training that you feel would be useful to you and your colleagues. So part of that assignment is to survey, and let me go to that. They want you to survey your peers to find out what it is that they need. And what might be useful to them. And then from that survey, then you would plan your training with your SMART goal. What are the goals that will help to improve student learning or improve teacher effectiveness or differentiate the learning? What activities are planned? What is your outcomes? How will you measure learning? How will you ensure that learning returns to the classroom and is implemented? How will you measure the outcome on student learning? So you want to kind of go through and answer all of those questions as you do this. Now, I had a few people ask me about this because they presented at a conference that already happened, and all of these questions are kind of in the future tense. So if you happen to do a training that already happened, like at the Rural Schools Conference that just happened last week, or at the R&R conference in Davis, which happened the second week of June, like this is like the second or third week of our class. If you already presented there, then the survey part is kind of not going to work, right? Because you already did the presentation. So that's okay. You can just write for that part that you were either asked, sought out to please do this presentation, or that you chose to do the presentation and sent in a presentation description or whatever, and were chosen to present at those conferences. So that's what you can put there instead, and then just do everything in past tense, that this is what I did for my goals, this is how it worked in the outcomes and all of that. If you have a question on that, if you're not sure if this is going to work or not, please reach out to your instructor and ask them those questions specifically, because it is your own instructor who is going to give you the score on that based on the scoring rubric. And so you want to make sure that you reach out to make sure that what you're doing or what you have done will work for this assignment. Okay, let me go back to the presentation. So again, the format of that particular training is up to you. We just want to make sure that you get all the elements and that you submit your training resource. And if you already did it, maybe it's a link to the recording of it or whatever it is. But that format is kind of up to you. Just like it says here, it can be in any form that you do it, but we just need you to make sure you cover these things that are listed as the requirements in the assignment. Okay, so things to remember and things to do. Everything is due July 28th, 11:59 p.m. So double check to make sure that all your assignments are turned in. Double check that all your discussions are completed, that you have an original post and at least 2 responses. Make sure on all your discussions. Once grades are finalized, you will get a prompt to submit credit to Southern Utah State with payment so that you get credit. This is an SUU credit course only. And so you do need to fill that out. There is some information in our Canvas course in the announcements when you first log into UEN Canvas that walks you through how to do that. However, I think in this course, because we had already started before they made the change, you can fill out the forms still. But after this course, the next course, you'll have to follow those steps that are in the announcement in Canvas. So let me stop sharing and just show you that really quick. Let's see if I go back to the dashboard, I should be able to see this. Okay, so you should see this announcement. If you don't, you can look at announcements, I think, when you go into our course. I'm not positive, but anyway, you should see this announcement in UEN Canvas that talks you through how to do the Southern Utah State steps to get that credit. And that is after the grades have posted. So we have about a week to get all of the grading done after our course ends. And then we let UEN know that the course has been completed. And then UEN sends those grades to Southern Utah State. And at that point, then they'll also send a notification to you that grades are in and now you can send your payment to Southern Utah State. Okay, and then for Davis people, I will send you an email because there's a little bit different way that we do it in Davis. So I will let you know that. Okay, so with that, that kind of brings us to the end. Make sure you keep in contact with your new personalized learning network friends that you've created in this course. And then here's kind of the way to fill out the SUU form, those who are filling out the form. It's Leadership in Educational Technology, department is EDUC, the course number is 5020, section 365 for 3 credits. You'd fill in your instructor's name and the cost is $69 because of the 3 credits. It's $23 per credit. Make sure you've completed all your assignments. And then there's a bunch of additional information here. This is just about the ETEP requirements in general. Clint and Brandon will offer different courses. I'm not sure if these are current. These might be from last year. So you might want to contact Clint or Brandon to know for sure which ones they're doing this fall. But all of that information can be found on UEN's website. If you just go to uen.org/ETEP, I think it is. Anyway, if you search for ETEP, you'll find it, and you can see all the information about the educational technology endorsement. Please make sure you reach out to your instructor with any questions that you might have for these last 2 weeks, and stay strong, persevere to the end. We wish you all the best, and we really appreciate your participation in this class. It's been really fun to watch and listen and read your discussions and read through your papers every week, and then to these last 3 assignments for week 10, 11, and 12 have been really awesome to look at. So thank you and good luck. And with that, I bid you adieu.